And you're listening to A Daily Dose of Hope, healthy stuff so you can keep on trucking with Hope Savara and Chrome and Steel Radio.
Hello, everybody. Hope Savara here with A Daily Dose of Hope. How are you? I hope you're doing great. It's Thursday. That means the week is almost over. But for those of you that every day is the same day, it's just another day in the neighborhood, which that is often what it's like for me. There is no Saturday or Sunday or Friday. It kind of is all the same. And drop a 1 in the comment section if you work a job. Maybe you're on the road and Sunday and Wednesday and Thursday and Tuesday are all pretty much the same. That's a lot what it's like for me. I have been working weekends for over 20 years. I used to be a lifeguard and a swim instructor, and then I turned into a yoga instructor, and Saturdays are my hot days. So I work every Saturday morning pretty much, and occasional Sundays now. I've taken that time for me to go to church with my family and have some family time, which is pretty nice. So drop a 1 in the comment section if you are a person where every day is the same day. You working, there is no weekend. You get off days randomly, and it's just another day in the neighborhood for you. How are you? It's Hope Savara here with the Daily Dose of Hope. If you're just tuning in, welcome to today's show. We are talking about stress. And particularly, we're talking about stress while traveling. Now, for my truckers that are listening, I know for you guys, travel is your life. And I should say gals, because I know a lot of ladies that are truckers and they're pretty badass. So to all my lady truckers out there that are listening, you guys totally rock. Okay, so for my truckers that are traveling, I want to know, drop it in the comment section if you're listening on Facebook or on YouTube. How far do you travel? Do you stay local? Are you regional? Do you go nationwide? Like, what is your mileage that you put on in the course of a week? How far do you travel? Do you go to New York to Iowa? Do you go from Maine to Colorado? Like, what is your route? How far do you go? I want to know. If you are just someone that doesn't drive truck, let's just categorize it that way, and you travel, I own a yoga studio. And I have quite a few students that their jobs have them travel. So I sometimes see them on Tuesday mornings at 6 a.m. Sometimes I see them on Saturday morning at 8:30. Sometimes I see them on Tuesday night at 5:30. It all depends on what their travel schedule is like. So truckers are not the only ones that live out of a suitcase, aren't home every single night, Monday through Friday. So I know there's a lot of you out there that live that lifestyle, myself included. My job takes me away from home. It takes me away from my 3 kids, sometimes for just a night, sometimes for 3 or 4 or 5 nights. Depends on what I'm doing and where I'm speaking or what I'm teaching. And let's be honest, that can be stressful. And if that is your lifestyle, it might be something that you enjoy. I love traveling. I love seeing the world, but it still can be very stressful. Mentally, it can be stressful, knowing that there's things at home that is going on that you can't really help or participate with, or maybe you're missing out on things. But it also can be mentally stressful. It can be emotionally stressful on relationships, on emotions, on anything, you name it. If you travel, regardless if you're a trucker or not, drop a 1 in the comment section. I want to know. I want to know if you, for your job, travel, if that's what you do. And today's show, if you're just tuning in, is about stress, but more particularly stress while you're on the road, stress while you're traveling. And this is a topic I think a lot of us can relate to, because I have noticed in my own life, and I have noticed talking with countless students and individuals on any given day, that many of us have normalized the encounter with stress. And what I mean by that is we have taken this concept of being stressed out and we've almost made it a badge of honor. Now, hear me out. If you are normalizing stress as a badge of honor, that's a concern. Let's play out this scenario. When someone asks, how you're doing, and you respond, busy, busy, busy. Or when you approach a situation and your response is, I'm just really busy. Let's work backwards and think about that response. Are you saying that because if you appear busy, if you appear overworked, if you appear that you have no free time, that somehow then your status quo is higher? Or are you legitimately way overworked, way overscheduled, way too busy, that in fact, that is a cry for help for your subconscious or from your subconscious to say, hey, I'm doing way too much. I have found in my own life, responding to life that way, responding to people when they talk to me or ask me questions, and I'm like, whoa, 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 that's a problem. And I started to connect the dots that like, I'm doing things I don't need to be doing. I shouldn't be doing. I don't want to be doing. And stress was just this constant thing that just kept creeping into my life. If you're just tuning in, welcome. We're talking about stress, traveling, working on the road, your job, and what we can do to help combat stress. If you are tuning in on Facebook, drop in the comments section a hello. Let us know where you're listening from. If you're on YouTube, do the same. Also, if you're enjoying this broadcast, please share it out to your friends that they can also enjoy a daily dose of hope. Welcome back. Okay, so if we're responding to life with this idea that stress is somehow a badge of honor, think about also how our kids are learning from those behaviors. That somehow, if I'm overworked, if I am always constantly stressed, that somehow I am better, I'm more productive, I'm going to accomplish more in life. And what I'm recognizing in my own life and working with others is that we have to start adjusting our mentality. We have to start adjusting how we approach life, how we view life, how we view ourselves in life, to really feel like we can start to make some positive changes. Because I gotta be honest, when I recognize my stress level rising, ain't no one in the world gonna fix that except for me. And I want to put that out there for you because I think a lot of us struggle and suffer, and I've been there, okay? I've been there, from the idea that someone needs to come in like Sleeping Beauty on the bed, here comes Prince Charming, and fix us. And it's just not gonna happen. No organization, no person, no law is going to fix that. That has to come within. This is why I love yoga, you guys, because yoga is so self-empowering. Yoga puts all of the things back on your plate, and that's not a bad thing, you guys. Yes, it's overwhelming initially because maybe you've never done it, but it's empowering because you realize that you hold the keys to the Jeep. Vroom, vroom, right? You know that saying? You hold the keys. You have the magic elixir so that you can start to feel better. You can start to decrease stress. You can start to make positive changes. You hold the power to that, you guys. After listening to this broadcast, I'm going to be talking through some ways you can make some changes to decrease stress while you're traveling and on the road and just in life and at work and all of that. At the end of the day, you hold the keys to whether or not you make or implement any of those changes, period. That was my reality when I was trying to enter into recovery. My parents fought for me for years to try to get well. I went from therapist to therapist to therapist, and just nothing was working. Why? Because I wasn't putting the key in the ignition yet. I wasn't ready, okay? I was scared. I was stressed. I was very like, ooh, this is gonna be different than what I'm used to, okay? I want you to know that the hardest part is putting the key in the Jeep, okay? So if you're stressed out, if you wanna pull your hair out, if you're just feeling like, oh my gosh, you know, what do I do? How do I feel better? How do I become happier in life? You're in the right place. That's what we're talking about today. So thanks for tuning in. For those of you that are my truckers that are listening, thanks for tuning in today. I know that you're over the road. I know that your jobs are stressful, and we appreciate what you do. Without you guys and gals, we would not be having all of our groceries in our grocery stores, our clothes at Target, and all the miscellaneous things that we often forget how in the heck they get there. And for you guys, that's why I created Mother Trucker Yoga. The idea of bringing easy programming, 3 to 5 minute videos from your phone, from your tablet, from your computer that you can access and actually do in your rig, outside your rig, okay? Everything is filmed in and around the truck because I get it. And I want you guys to know that there are solutions out there for you to de-stress, to move more, to reduce back pain, to help your hips, to sleep better, okay? That's why Mother Trucker Yoga is out there. And I want you to use the code DDH Audio 10, okay? DDH Audio 10, and hop over to mothertruckeryoga.com and you can check out my guided meditations in the shop, okay? Check them out, download them, use them on your phone, de-stress a little bit, feel better. And if you're loving those, check out Mother Trucker Yoga's online platform, where then you can also join us in the yoga movement in the trucker industry, okay? And you can feel better. Guys, it's like $7.99 a month. It's super cheap, okay? For my non-truck drivers, hop over to hopesavara.com, okay? Same thing, DDH10. Check out my audios, check out my online studio. That's why I'm doing this stuff, because it works, because I've done it, because I've noticed a huge change in my life from doing these things. So that's why I'm offering them. That's why I created this stuff, because I want you guys to feel better. All right, we're gonna go to a short break and hear a message from my show sponsor, Mother Trucker Yoga. And just remember that no matter where you are, you can feel better wherever.
I get it. Who has time to work out anymore, drive to and from class, and then remember what you did to successfully replicate it at home? I found your solution. Mother Trucker Yoga. 3 to 5 minute, short, fun, and effective videos directly pinpointing all your aches and pains associated with long-term sitting and driving. With Mother Trucker Yoga, we get it. We want you to feel better wherever. Find more information at mothertruckeryoga.com. And you're listening to A Daily Dose of Hope with Hope Savara and Kroman Steel Radio. Welcome back.
Working over the road, traveling, stress, and how they are connected and what we can do about them so that we can feel better. And if you missed the first half of the show, we were talking about how sometimes switching your job is not the answer. Sometimes it's not where you work or who you work with. Sometimes it's how you're responding to your life in general. And maybe you need to add a little bit of something into your day so that you can manage what is in front of you a little bit more realistically. Welcome back. All right. So stressful jobs, over the road jobs, traveling. Heck, we're all just stressed and maybe you never leave the house. But what is it that we can do? Okay. What is it that we can do to help reduce stress? First things first, you have to recognize that you're stressed. Okay. That we talked about earlier in the show. The idea of normalizing stress, normalizing the level of stress that you have on a daily basis, where it is just as common as seeing a pimple on your face, okay? Recognizing that you're stressed. For me, it was starting to be aware of the fact that when I wasn't at a high level of expectation, I actually didn't know what to do with myself. I actually had anxiety because I wasn't at such a high level of functioning stress on a daily basis. And I was like, whoa, I have to change this. I have to change this, or the end result is not going to be good, meaning my 3 kids start to recognize that that is how you function in this world, and that's not cool with me. That is not cool with me. So what is triggering your stress? What is bringing it on? Is it because you're going to bed way too late and as a result you can't wake up on time? So you are constantly forgetting things and running late. This, you guys, I will be honest, is one of my biggest challenges. Because of my lifestyle, and I have 3 kids and I work from home, a lot of times I end up doing work at night, or I don't see my husband all day because we both own businesses and we're up late trying to spend time with each other. And then I get to bed late, and then I have a hard time getting up in the morning, and then I'm kind of crabby. So it's me. It's not my job. It's not my kids. It's not, my students. It's not the amount of emails I have in my inbox, which, my God, is a lot every single day. It's me, okay? So one of the things, now listen to me carefully, one of the things I want you to know, and I'm saying this because I love all of you, and I've said this to myself, and other people have said it to me, and I'm sharing the love here. Most of the time, when we are not happy with our life, it is us. It is us. And I'm not saying that other people are not responsible for their actions, but we can't control other people's actions, but we can control our own. Just like we can start to recognize where our triggers are when it comes to stress, and we have full opportunity to change them. It might not be easy. It might initially cause a little bit more stress or discomfort or anxiety because you've been spending your whole life not addressing it, not dealing with it, but we have to start there. Yoga has taught me so much about self-responsibility, because when you come to the yoga mat and you fall over, or your legs feel shaky, or there's thoughts in your head, it ain't your neighbor. It isn't the teacher. It isn't your kids. It's not your spouse. It's not the fact that you parked too close to the garbage dumpster in the parking lot. It has nothing to do with that. It's you. So we have two choices. We can look at that as being kind of shitty and crappy and respond in a negative way, in a judgmental, pushback way, or we can say, whoa, I have an opportunity here to make change in my life. I am going to take on that level of responsibility so that I can live a higher quality of life. Literally, you are lifting the burden off of your own shoulders right here, right now, by taking on that type of mentality. I don't care if you're a trucker. I don't care if you work in a cubicle. I don't care if you're a stay-at-home mom. I don't care if you're a plumber. I don't care if you're a teacher. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But what does matter is that we start to take responsibility for our life and the way we feel and our expectations and what's going on, even if it's crappy, okay? From there, that's where the magic happens. That's when we start to see change in our lives so that we can start to be a hell of a lot happier. Okay, happiness comes from within. Okay, I'm gonna sound like an inspirational book right now, but happiness comes from within. It is not something that you can buy. It is not something that money can fix. It is not something a new relationship is going to grant you, because I'll tell you what, whatever it is you're dealing with, you're just gonna take it with. Okay, so where is that stress coming from? For me, it's because I have a tendency to go to bed too late. And if I get off of my schedule, okay, I'm a very creative, and in the Ayurvedic world, it's called Vata. I'm an everywhere kind of person. I'm an inspirational person. I have lots of creative ideas, lots of thoughts that kind of take me off on tangents. So if I don't have myself scheduled out, okay, I literally need play-by-play, you guys. That's how much I need guidance and organization to control my level of stress. When I do that, I'm golden. I am on point, on fire, doing amazing. When I go to bed at a reasonable time, 10 p.m. is probably my magic marker. If I go later than that, I'm kind of cranky the next day for a while. When I do that, I'm awesome. I'm rocking. I'm happy as heck. Okay. I'm very much de-stressed. Even if I have a stack, a mile high of stuff to do, if I stay within that comfort zone, and I mean that in a good way, I'm really good. And here's the other thing. I recognize I'm not the type of person that does well without accountability. So my assistant, Annie, does a great job of being like, reel it in, Hope. You got to do this, this, and this today. These deadlines are at these points. And when she does that with me, which she's really great with, I'm on point. I'm on point. I do well with deadlines. I do not do well with open-ended things. Maybe that's you, okay? When you're over the road and you know that you need to wake up and you need to get your water in because otherwise you feel dehydrated and mentally foggy. Maybe you need to get up and walk around your truck 10 times. Maybe you need to get up and call your spouse and tell them that you love them and you hope they have a great day, and then you don't do that, you feel disconnected. You got to do it, okay? You got to schedule it out. You got to do it. Make those changes, add those things in so you can decrease your level of stress, okay? So where is the stress coming from? What is causing it? And be honest, okay? Be honest. If you're feeling brave, drop it in the comment section if you're watching on Facebook or listening on YouTube. What stresses you out? What just puts you over the edge? And it can be simple little things, okay? As someone that's been in recovery for 15 years or so, struggled for the first several, but as someone that's been in recovery, I'm going to sneeze, guys. No, I'm not. I lied. As someone that's been in recovery, no achievement is too small, but also recognizing that sometimes it's the tiny little things that like literally put us over the deep end. Okay. I'm great with managing big issues. I'm really bad with managing little things. So that's where my organization comes in. That's where knowing what my triggers are. So what do you need to do to de-stress when you're on the road, when you're traveling, when you're at home? I don't care where you are. We're all stressed. How can we fix that? How can we make that better? It starts with you. Okay. When we recognize what stresses us out, I want you to write it down and make a list. Now, I know you might be thinking, yeah, I don't have time for that. That's the whole point, okay? Here's my list, okay? What stresses you out? When you can see it on paper, something triggers in your brain, okay? And we really start to digest what we want to do, okay? That's a really great turning point of recognizing that you have to make some changes here, and you can see where it is that you have to make changes. So first things first, if you are not willing, I have my pencil out, shaking it at you guys. If you are not willing to write down what stresses you out, you're probably not in a place yet where you're willing to actually make changes. And I'm saying that with love, and I'm saying that because I've been there, and I'm saying that because if you don't take the time to do something like that, how is it that you're going to take time to actually de-stress in your life? Think about that. Okay, this is where yogas come in. This is where yoga has taught me so much about life. This is why yoga was my elixir, my prescription when I was working on recovering from an eating disorder, when I was clawing my ways out of the depths of anxiety and depression. I know that I'm only speaking for myself, that I felt very compelled that I could be able to find a happy life free of depression and anxiety and addiction, drug-free. And I did it. And I did it. It was hard. It was really stressful. It was very, very, very much a internal process of having to see the ugly parts of myself and feel stuff I didn't want to feel. But I'm so grateful because now I'm so aware of things like stress. Okay, so how do we de-stress on the road? How do we de-stress? If you're just tuning in, welcome. Hope Savara here with the Daily Dose of Hope. We're talking about de-stressing over the road, de-stressing at work, de-stressing while you're traveling. Heck, just we're all stressed. So how do we fix that? Okay, so first things first, we're gonna, in no particular order, you guys, okay? So first things first is adapting breathing practices, okay? In yoga, we call it pranayama, prana meaning life force. Adapting breathing practices. First things first, recognize how it is that you breathe. Are you a shallow breather? I call it clavicle breathing. Roughly about 18% of your lung capacity you only activate. No wonder you're anxious. No wonder you're stressed out. You are depleted of oxygen in your brain. You are literally walking around, driving around with a very, very, very faint amount of oxygen. No wonder you feel dizzy. No wonder you feel lightheaded. No wonder you're not focused because you have no oxygen. No wonder you're getting muscle cramps because you have no oxygen in your body. You need to, okay. We are going to continue this conversation in just a little bit after a few words from our sponsor, BackShield. All right, so breathing, okay? Can you increase your awareness of the fact that the only reason why you're in this physical existence right now is because of the fact that you're breathing? Take away your breath and you're dead. I mean, I don't know how else to say that, but if you stop breathing in this moment, in the next 30 seconds, 60 seconds, that's it. So why is it that breath is so devalued? Like I was saying, I get students that come into class, I shouldn't say all the time because that's a lie, but more often than you would think. And it's like they just want to skip all of the breathing stuff. That's like trying to heat your house when you don't have electricity or you don't get electricity from the city and you have to use a generator. And then you're waiting for your house to get warm because it's winter and you haven't yet started the generator. That's like your body with your breath. Your breath is the generator for the rest of your body. You want to oxygenate your cells, you want to oxygenate your brain, you got to breathe. You want to stop muscle cramping, guess what? Breathing plays a role in that. You want to improve digestion, guess what? Breathing plays a role in that. You want to improve heart health, guess what? Breathing plays a role in that. You want to de-stress, guess what? Breathing plays a role in that. So why is it? Why is it that breathing is such a low priority on the totem pole? Is it because it's weird? Is it because it's not cool? Is it because it's not hard work? I'll tell you what, there are some breathing practices that will kick your butt. I promise you. So first things first, how do we breathe? Okay, so sit up tall, first of all, get off of your lungs, get off of your diaphragm, and just recognize where your breath goes in your torso. Are you stuck in the chest? Can you get it down into the diaphragm? Do you even know where your diaphragm is? It's kind of down in between the front wings of your rib cage. Can you get it down into your lower belly? Where can you get your breath to go? Deep abdominal breathing was one of the best ways to help yourself de-stress, to help your central nervous system, to help you get out of that fight, flight, or freeze state, to get out of that sympathetic state, okay, and start to move into rest and relaxation, rest and reset. While you're driving, start breathing more, okay? Not rocket science, start breathing more. Well, you have all the time in the world, okay, because you're just driving. You might as well do something that doesn't impair your driving, like breathing, okay? If you're at the office and you're on a phone call with a really difficult client, breathe. If you're ready to pull your hair out because you're at home with 1, 2, or 3 kids or whatever, breathe, okay? We have to start realizing as a society that breathing requires no prescription, okay? Breathing is the gateway drug to happiness, okay? If you are choosing something that comes from over the counter and you haven't yet started to dive into the aspects of breathing, I want to encourage you to start to reconsider your order of operations. Now, I'm not a doctor. I am not a medical professional. I am not saying that you should stop any prescriptions that you're on. All I'm saying is that breathing is free, people. And it is the first thing that you're given in this life and the last to be taken away. Don't wait until you're having it being taken away for you to realize its value, okay? So we're trying to get our breath deep into our belly, okay? When you inhale, your belly expands. When you exhale, your belly deflates. I'm sharing this with you because when I first started yoga, I was breathing backwards. I had no idea how breathing worked. And so I'm not trying to insult you. I am just trying to reconfirm the obvious. And I did not know the obvious, so that is why I'm sharing that with you. So when you're driving along, okay, when you're sitting in the airplane and your neighbor is taking up your elbow room, when you're stressing out in the doctor's office because you've been waiting 45 minutes, when whatever, take a breath. In all reality, in the grand scheme of things, it is not taking up any more of your time. If you're at a yoga class, I promise you, 2, 3, 5 minutes in the beginning of class will not ruin your workout, will not take away those extra couple calories that you're worried about not burning because you're not moving. If you're very atypical, you need to sit and breathe and start to tap into this a little bit more. It's okay to be uncomfortable, but it is a necessary aspect if you want to start to de-stress a little bit more in your life. So recognizing where stress is coming from, starting to breathe more, okay? If you want more information on breathing, go to my website, hopesavara.com. Check out my audio meditations that you can download right to your phone. They're anywhere from 5 minutes to, I think my longest one is like 45 minutes. It's one you could listen to while you're laying down and resting, or you can also listen to it while you're driving. I give you some options if you are in the driver's seat. But these are some great opportunities to help you get yourself breathing, help getting your mind more focused, getting yourself kind of away from those daily things that you just keep thinking about on autopilot over and over again. All right. And the reality is, I'm saying this to you because I've said this to myself and other people have said this to me. If you haven't done it already in the way you're approaching it, you probably need to make a change. You probably need to approach your life a little bit differently, like maybe adding some breathing in or some of my audio meditations. Now, if you go to hopesofara.com, go to my store or shop, and you check out, you can buy them for a bundle. I'm going to give you a code, okay? DDH audio, AUDIO 10 for 10% off, okay? Grab them. They won't help you if you don't use them, okay? They have amazing music built in, okay? It's awesome audio. You absolutely love it. I'm constantly promoting these because I made these because I use them myself because they work, okay? All right, number 2, magnesium, all right? Are you low in magnesium? A lot of people are. Are you getting calf cramps? Are you struggling with sleeping? Are you getting muscle cramps? Are you feeling fogginess? Are you having headaches? Making sure you're getting enough magnesium is not only going to help those things, it's going to help heart health, it's going to help digestion, okay? It's going to help that edginess, okay? So stress, are you getting enough magnesium? All right? Google foods that you can do to increase your magnesium. Make sure you're taking a whole food supplement of magnesium. I take trace minerals every day. I just drop them in my water and it has magnesium in it. And so how are you making sure you're getting enough magnesium? Our foods just don't have enough of it in them anymore. And so how are you going to boost that? Okay? Stressed? Breathe more. Make sure you increase your magnesium. You're going to be a lot happier. Okay, and that means everyone else is happier that's around you. It's a win-win, okay? I know when I'm crabby, man, stay away because I'm not a nice person. So I need to make sure I do these things every day. Okay, so next thing is try yoga, all right? I am a huge advocate for yoga. And please know, I'm not talking the fast, hot vinyasa where you're jumping around and you're trying to keep up and it's 120 degrees and you're ready to keel over and you feel like it's a great workout because you're just exhausted for all the wrong reasons. I'm not saying that. That's your cup of tea. Awesome. Go with it, okay? But what I am saying is, what about simple, easy movements that you can add into your day? What about 10 minutes of a little bit of a yoga practice? Guess what? Stretching your wrists, stretching your neck, adding a little twist in while you're sitting in your cab of your truck or at the airplane or in the cubicle, whatever it is, at home, nursing, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Adding in a little bit here and there adds up throughout the whole day. And if you're like me and like a lot of my students, you just don't have the framework of that because you've never done it before, okay? So that's why I created Mother Trucker Yoga. An opportunity for truckers. Heck, anyone can do this, okay? The driver's seat is a chair. The sleeper is a bed or the floor, okay? So it can be for anyone. The side of the cab is a wall. But it's 3 to 5 minute easy videos showing you how to think outside the box so that you can feel better, okay? So you can de-stress. When we're physically stiff and tight and sore, I don't know about you, but I am cranky. I am irritable, okay? When we physically feel better, I am my own case study. I've worked with thousands of people that prove this concept. When you physically feel better, when you are physically moving more, you mentally have a better outlook on life. You sleep better. You're happier. You're more pleasant to be around. So if you look at your life, look at America, look at society, we're not moving enough. No wonder we are so stressed. You want to de-stress? Move. You've been on the road all day? Okay, take every opportunity that you can to get a little movement in. You're filling up with fuel, step up, step down on the side of your truck. Use the handle if you need to, if you're feeling unsteady. Squats. You're in the bathroom stall, add a little twist. When you've parked for the night, walk around your truck 10 times and then get in and do Mother Trucker Yoga for 5 minutes. Hey, 5 minutes is 5 minutes that you didn't do, okay? We have to start making changes if you want to de-stress. I'm not saying you have to change your job. I'm not saying you have to move across country. I'm not saying that you need to buy a bigger house. What I am saying is that it's the little things that accumulate and that stress us out. It's the fact that in my house, I have no closets and there are clothes and toys and towels laying all over the place in bins. It's a lot of little stuff that's adding up and coming to one big thing. I don't need a new house. I just gotta wait for my house to be remodeled. I just need more organization as my house gets redone. Okay, you feeling me? Drop a 4 in the comment section if you're still listening and you love Daily Dose of Hope. And if you haven't yet, please share out this broadcast. This is the best way for us to get our message out with Chroma Steel Radio and to help people know that there is hope out there no matter how they're feeling. Okay, so we're talking about stress while traveling, how to de-stress on the road. Whether you're a truck driver or not, we all feel daily stress. Here's one you may not have thought of. Turn off your Wi-Fi. Have you ever heard of EMFs? Electromagnetic frequency? Your cell phone is like a magnet for those frequencies. Women, get the phone out of your bra. Men, get the phone out of your front pocket. Your genitals are right there, okay? Breast cancer. I'm not a medical doctor, okay? I'm just my own opinion, okay? But this is like a magnet for electromagnetic frequency to just be drawn right into you. So what do I do at night? I turn my phone on airplane mode. I never, okay, I shouldn't say never, 99.9% of the time, I try not to ever have my phone on my body. I carry it in my purse. I carry it in my hand and put it like onto my car or somewhere in my bag. I try not to carry it on my person because you're just attracting those frequencies, those free radicals, that constant bombarding on your cellular makeup. And coming up here in a few weeks, I'm going to be having my friend Karen Urbanek on, and we're going to be talking about EMFs and the dangers of them and how it is that you can protect yourself and the things that you can do. But take a look at your phone and look at when you open it up and you look at how many different Wi-Fis there are for you to connect with. All of that is just bombarding in on you. If you're at a truck stop and you're parked for the night, look at how many are there. Look at how many are there that you're constantly being bombarded with. Okay, if you live in the city, if you live in a school, the cool thing is there's a lot of research also that if you're constantly bombarded by Wi-Fi and you have diabetes, okay, they've done studies where in schools and in office buildings, they've brought in adapters to help you protect yourself against EMFs, and it's helped control people's blood sugar. So pretty cool. We're gonna be talking about that in another episode, but just something to think about. Okay, drink more water. You've heard me say this before, half your body weight in ounces, more particularly 0.6 times your body weight in ounces you should be drinking a day. I know if you're on the road, that's hard. I know if you have a load to get somewhere, you can't be stopping every hour, okay? But let's be smart. Get up a little earlier, get 16 ounces in if you can. So then before you leave, you relieve yourself. Make sure you load up in the evening. I have a tendency sometimes during the day I forget to drink, and then 3 o'clock I'm kind of bringing in more water. That's just what works for me. So how is it that you can sneak more in? If you can't get to half your body weight in ounces, most of us are walking around dehydrated and we don't even know it. No wonder we're foggy vision. No wonder we can't sleep well. No wonder our muscles are cramping. No wonder we have stomach problems. We are primarily water people, okay? Our bodies are primarily made up of water. If you're trying to lose weight, first, just get drinking more water. Don't worry about the diet or whatever. Just start drinking more water. You want to flush out toxins? Drink more water. You want to have more mental clarity? Drink more water. You are an electrical being, okay? You need water, okay? So how are you going to get that? How are you going to intake? How are you going to hydrate yourself? Let's be smart about this, okay? Next one, posture. Have you ever met someone hunched over, head sunken down, curled in on their chest, happy and perky and welcome to life? Probably not, okay? Unless they have some major scoliosis or something where it's like that's just them, but probably not, okay? Most of the time you're seeing those people, they're depressed, they're anxious, they're very closed off, and that's not going to help you with your outlook. That's not going to help you with your de-stressing. You guys, these are things that you can easily fix. And if you're driving, if you're sitting over a computer, that hunching almost becomes automatic. So first things first, sit up straight. This goes back to your breathing. If you want to be able to just naturally breathe more deeply, you got to make a pathway for your breath to get down into your belly. It's like going on the freeway versus going on a country road that takes you all over the place. Get the freeway going in your body from your nasal cavity down to your abdomen, and you're going to feel a heck of a lot better, okay? Also, if you have not, Back Shield. If you don't know anything about Back Shield, oh my gosh, you guys, okay? You need to, after this broadcast, go to backshield.com, type in the code DDH15, you get 15% off and free shipping, and buy yourself a Back Shield. This is one investment you will never regret. It is super lightweight. You can put it on your car, on your truck seat, you can put it on your office chair. It is probably the best postural improvement device that I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of fitness stuff, you guys. I've seen a lot of wellness products. I am not lying. This is the best thing I've ever seen. So invest the 75 bucks and buy yourself one. And then go to mothertruckeryoga.com and sign up for our online platform so you can get easy 3 to 5 minute videos so your back stops hurting, okay? And you start feeling better. You start de-stressing. You start loving life again, okay? I don't know if necessarily you're like me. I don't need a lifestyle change. I just need to revamp my life. I need to de-stress. I need to change the things in my life rather than just change my life, okay? I love what I do. It's just everything else that I need to be able to be more conscious of. And this is one of those things. My Back Shield has changed my life, has changed my life. I travel when I'm going to speaking gigs. I do not go without that. So it is one thing you'll not regret. Backshield.com, DDH15, and you get 15% off. And let me know, if you have one, drop it in the comment section, okay? If you're on Facebook or YouTube, drop in the comment section, do you own a Back Shield? If so, how do you like it? If so, what are some things that you are looking for, questions about? Let me know, because I've been using mine for several months now, and there's no way I go anywhere without it. I actually take it with me when we're in my husband's truck or we're in another vehicle because I know my back just is not happy afterwards. All right, you want to de-stress? Think about improving your posture. You also can go to my website, hopesavara.com, and you can grab in my shop section a posture video actually talking you through how to have better posture. Mind blown, mic drop, super easy, okay? What if improving the quality of your life was something as simple as an investment of $5, $10, $75, whatever, and the quality of your life actually got better? Why is it that we're not making these efforts to improve the quality of our life? One of the things I noticed was I liked my sob story. I liked being unhappy because it was what I was taught. It's how I grew up. It was what I observed. I had to stop that. I had to change my outlook and realize that is no way to live. I will not ever find happiness if I don't start looking within and start realizing how it is I'm looking at life, and then started adding in these things. These are the things, you guys, my list here that I'm reading off to you are all things that I have done or currently am doing or are always doing, okay? This is not just something I just pulled out of the sky. These are things that I've actually adapted in my own life and worked with my students and worked with people, and now I'm sharing them with you, okay? If you're loving this broadcast, please share it out. I'll give you a shout out and let other people know that there are solutions out there that cost very little money, that don't require you to change jobs, change professions, move across the country. A lot of times the stress in our lives are just little things that we are not aware of, and they can be changed, okay? Okay, gut health. This is also something that we'll be talking about in some future episodes here coming up in 2019. But what is your gut health like? If you're eating sugar all day, if you're eating fried food all day, if you're never drinking water, if you're sitting all day, okay, newsflash, okay, I mean this in a nice way, walking around. This is why walking is like the #1 thing we can do to improve our health, #1 next to yoga. Massages, all the abdominal muscles moving, the hip muscles moving are massaging the inner organs, the digestive system, to move your food through your intestines, through your ascending and descending colon. They're helping you digest. When you don't move all day long, how is it that that food is going to get from point A to point B? We need that. We need to move. We need gut health. We have to pay attention to that. So walking is one of those things that can help boost our gut health. Also looking at your pH. You can buy little pH strips and test your pH every day. You want to be between like 6.8, 6.9, and 7.2. You can be too alkaline. You don't want to be acidic. Disease cannot live in an alkaline body. So that's another thing that you can start to look at. Next one, recognizing your triggers. We talked about this at the beginning of the show. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about stress when you travel, stress on the road, stress in life, stress in your job, how it is that you can start to change these things and do it in a small, easy, bite-sized way. These are just some tips for you to do that. So recognizing your triggers. What triggers you? I was telling you about how I go to bed too late. That is my biggest thing I have to work on. And I am trash the next day, you guys. It takes me a while to wake up. I'm grouchy. My husband gets up before and I miss the kids and then go off the bus because I'm just like, okay, I got to change that. That's me. It's not my job. It's not my kids. It's me. I have to change that. That's my trigger, okay? I just need to come home after I'm done teaching, take a shower, drink water, and get my ass to bed, period. When I do that, I'm much happier. When I do that, I'm much happier. Netflix, hello, they're all pre-recorded shows. You don't need to stay up. You're not going to miss anything, okay? So what are your triggers? Another one of my triggers is that I recognize when my kids are home between the time of 3 p.m. and 7 p.m., I'm working on this. I need to not do any work. That is my time with my kids. I get stressed out, then I feel guilty because I didn't pay enough attention to them. And not every day that's humanly possible, but I work from home, so I really want to be there for them. That's part of the reason why I work from home, and I own my own business. So that's one of my triggers. When I don't schedule out that time, when I don't block out that time, I'm irritable. Okay. So do you need to schedule yourself a little bit more? Do you need to block out certain times? Do you need to write in your planner yoga, even if it's 5 minutes of yoga? Do you need to schedule in your planner drink water? I finally jumped on the bandwagon this last year and started doing Google Calendar, and I have literally notifications that pop up for me all the time. Get up and stretch. Make sure you drink this much amount of water by 12 p.m. Whatever it is. No phone calls, no work, no nothing. Stay off Facebook. Oh my gosh, this is the next one. Limit social media, except for Daily Dose of Hope, of course, and Chrome and Steel Radio. Okay, you want to get your episodes in. You don't want to miss those. But make sure you're not just scrolling aimlessly, watching everybody else's majority fake life. Okay, the highlights of their life rather than the reality. Okay, it's just gonna make you feel shitty about yourself. That is a huge trigger for me. Okay, that is a huge trigger for me. Then I start feeling really shitty about all the things I'm trying to do in my life because clearly I'm not as far along as they are. Okay, limit that. Okay, you will be much happier, much less stressed, and you will have a much better outlook on where it is that you're going in life. Okay, talk to someone. When you're on the road, when you drive truck over the road, when you travel, heck, I work from home and sometimes I feel like I talk to nobody all day. I'm talking to a computer right now, you guys. But talk to somebody. We are human beings. We are meant to be in physical contact with people. We are meant to have relationships. We are meant to communicate. And just make sure those communications are positive. Make sure that you're not just bashing people behind their back or talking about how horrible the world is and whatnot. Okay, like talk about positive things. Talk about things that feed your soul, how you can uplift, how you can spread gratitude. You're gonna find that you de-stress so much more. And if you're listening to someone, just recognize that maybe they just need to be heard today and it's not about you, and pay that gratitude forward and just be a listener, okay? Know that we are meant to communicate. Pick up the phone, okay? Ask your friend, your spouse, your partner, whoever, and say, hey, can you please call me every night? I know I get busy or I just really need to talk every single day. I need that. I need physical contact with people, hugs, whatever. I need that. And so make sure you're asking for that. If you don't ask for it, don't expect other people to always advocate for you. So make sure you are getting some human contact in throughout the week and on a daily basis. Absolutely necessary. Are you offering out gratitude on a daily basis? Are you being kind? Are you extending yourself? We are meant to be grateful. We are meant to help other people, and that just really nourishes our soul, okay? Doing things that are difficult. In my own business, my teaching and my speaking, an area of my audience is actually a lot of polygamists. And I've recently been working with them more and more. And I got to be honest, they are the nicest people that you will ever met. And one thing I have learned from these women and men is going beyond and extending yourself to help others constantly, whether you want to or not. Okay. And they live by this law so intently and so strictly They are happy all the time. And even when their home life might not be perfect, even if their spouse or their family members they might not get along with, they are constantly offering gratitude and trying to do things for them and love them more. And they are happy people. Okay, I'm not saying you need to live that lifestyle. I don't. I that's not for me. But what I am saying is they have taught me so much that I need to extend myself with gratitude beyond my comfort level. Give when I don't have much to give. Open the door, say thank you more, be kind, smile, pay for the person's coffee at the gas station, whatever it is, extend yourself. That will come back. You will de-stress, you will feel happier, you're more likely to make better choices because you're in a better state of mind, okay? And then finally too, thinking about what you're putting in your mouth, your snack breaks. What do you have in your vehicle? One of the things I recognize and I tell my kids all the time is if I don't buy it, you won't eat it. So if all there is in the fridge is carrots and peas and apples and bananas and applesauce and cheese sticks and pretzels and nuts, guess what? Eventually, that's all they're going to eat. And my kids are actually really good eaters. But make sure it starts with you. Recognize that. Recognizing our triggers, remember that? Stop buying it and you won't eat it. Okay. And if you do the shopping, have someone else do the shopping. Okay. And so just recognizing those triggers and start small. Don't feel overwhelmed. If you eat 5 bags of Doritos every day, okay, see if you can get down to 4, 3, 2, 1. If you drink 5 Mountain Dews a day, can you get down to 1? Can you switch to 7-Up and then eventually water? It's not an all or nothing. This is the process, you guys. It took me 5 years of struggling to finally truly step into the doorway of recovery. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take that long for you to de-stress or to make some lifestyle changes, but I just want you to recognize the reality of most things don't happen overnight. And that's okay. That's why I created Mother Trucker Yoga. That's why I have an online platform. That's why I'm an advocate for yoga as a lifestyle. That's why any one of these things, this is not just a one-time deal, but what is it out of all these tips that we talked about today, can you add to your life and permanently add to your life so that you can start to decrease that level of stress, boost serotonin, boost dopamine, help control your cortisol levels because you're not as stressed, increase your breathing so you have more oxygen to your brain, okay? What is it? Nourish your body, nourish your gut, okay? What is it that you need to do so that you can start feeling better? So you can start de-stressing on the road so you're not flipping off the guy passing you and yelling things out the window and they're smiling and waving saying, hey, I'm happy. I'm not stressed out. What's your problem? Okay? Recognize that you can make changes today. You have control over your life. Stop giving your power away to other people. And as much as this message is for those that are working over the road today and those that are truck drivers or travel for a living or whatever, this is really for anybody, okay? Recognize that you have control. You have options. Might not be easy ones. You might not like them initially. They might be, this is new for me. I know that road all too well. I was a professional runner, run away from any situation that's uncomfortable in my life, okay? And now I'm doing the opposite, and I gotta tell you, the grass is much greener here, okay? It's harder, but I'm less stressed because I am dealing with the things that are now causing stress now. And as a result, I am much happier. I am much happier and enjoying life much more. And because of that, I'm here talking to you guys today. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Remember, this is a Daily Dose of Hope with Hope Zavara and Chrome and Steel Radio. Make sure if you are a trucker, you are a biker, you love things that start with the word Chrome, go to Jack's Chrome Shop, use the code DDH10, and you can get 10% off your order to deck out your rig. I think they're getting motorcycle parts in, all sorts of really cool stuff. You can request things that you want from them, custom or not. Amazing, amazing, amazing shop. So you don't have to be a truck driver to enjoy Jack's Chrome Shop. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Remember, it's all about adding healthy stuff to your life so you can keep on trucking no matter where you are. Remember that you hold the key to your happiness. Please share out this broadcast. Please like this broadcast. Please let everybody know that there is always hope no matter how hard life gets. Thanks, guys.
And you've been listening to A Daily Dose of Hope with Hope Zavara. Thanks for tuning in.